In this video, we'll talk about over-optimism bias. It refers to our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of positive outcomes but underestimate the likelihood of negative outcomes. Some people are predisposed to be more optimistic than others. They have stable general expectations that good things will happen or believe that the future will be favorable. Optimists live longer. If you see glass half full, you have increased probability of living past the age of 85. Optimism makes people resilient in times of adversity as they bounce back from stressors and difficulties in life. Too much optimism can be problematic. For example, the divorce rate in the United States is about 40 to 50%. Most couples are over optimistic about their marriage. They underestimate the probability of getting divorced. Even though half of the couples get divorced, the newlyweds believe their marriage is different. The over-optimism bias may make them pay less attention to taking care of their relationship. The over-optimism bias also makes us believe we are less likely than others to be in a car accident, and our children are more likely to be talented than others. There is no shortage of examples of the over-optimism bias at work. How many work projects that end up taking longer than we initially thought? How many of them go over budget? The over-optimism bias gives us a myopic focus on favorable scenarios for the project, but blocks off our thoughts about unfavorable scenarios, such as interruptions from competing commitments, unexpected failures, and even unpredictable weather conditions like hurricanes and tornadoes. How do you feel after you win a competition? Do you feel excited? Do you see the world with more hope? Are you more optimistic about another win? Researchers investigated into the relationship between optimism and dishonest behavior. Does winning a competition make you more vulnerable or resistant to dishonest behavior? What do you think? Research suggests a positive correlation between optimism and dishonest behavior. Why? To be honest requires self-control to overcome our selfish impulses, and that self-control consumes a lot of cognitive capacity. For example, you have to exert a lot of self-control to refuse taking the bribery when you know nobody will ever know. When you are optimistic, you have more cognitive flexibility to reframe and to rationalize your dishonest behavior. Optimism makes people vulnerable to impulsive, reckless decisions and ultimately encourages corruption and deception. In this video, we talk about the over-optimism bias. It is our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of positive outcomes but underestimate the likelihood of negative outcomes. Now it is time for you to provide an example of the over-optimism bias and reflect on how it influences decisions made by you or the people around you.